Hi guys, good morning and good evening. So today let us talk about one more important designing concept. Many interviewers are going to be asking this question: how do you design OLTP databases as well as how do you design OLAP databases or nothing but data warehousing databases? So very much important question this is. Let me answer now. So OLTP means online transaction processing. For example, if you wanted to purchase something or if you wanted to run your business, you have to capture the fresh data in a database. The database is called as OLTP database. For example, if you go to a bank and try to do some transactions, right? So the transactional data, the business day-to-day data will be loaded into a database. Now the database is called as OLTP database. Now fresh data is going to be inserted over there. In OLTP database, most of the time we are going to be writing the data. That is what is you need to understand. So whenever you wanted to design OLTP database, you have to keep one important concept here. You are going to be writing more and more data into the database. So customers are buying a lot of products in Amazon.com. Amazon.com will create a OLTP database. More and more time, more people, more end users, more customers are buying a lot of products. So OLTP databases will be designed such a way that it is going to be increasing or it is going to be having a lot of writing capability. So normally, so if you wanted to create this database, what happens is that you are going to be having lot of small tables. So OLTP database will be designed such a way that you are going to be getting lot of writing. Data writing is going to be happening, inserting data, deleting data, updating data, these kind of things are going to be happening in OLTP databases. What happens is that you create a lot of small tables. So when you create these tables, this technique is called as a normalization, right? So normalization means people will say removing redundancy. Removing redundancy means duplicates. We have first NF, second NF, third NF, fourth NF, fifth NF, and denormalization. So theoretically, we say normalization means removing the duplicates or redundancy. That is what is theoretically. But as a experienced guy, what you need to say, normalization means it is going to be increasing writing capability in your database. Normalization will create much more small tables. It may be product table, it may be product category table, it may be subcategory table, it may be employee table, it may be customers table. So like that, small tables are going to be prepared and you're going to be storing large amount of fresh data. So normalization is going to be improving writing capability. Remember, so OLTP databases are designed such a way that it has to take large amount of writing. For example, recently we got Christmas or Diwali got over. So in the Diwali or Dashera time, lot of sales is going to be happening in your, Amazon, .com. So what does it mean? So more and more writing has to happen, right? So OLTP database is designed such a way that maximum time you should be able to go, you can write your data. But these are small databases. Most of the time, writing is the action that you need to keep in mind, and you need to design these databases. Normalization means it will improve the writing capability. Clear? So that is what you got to understand. Now, whereas you have a large amount of data that is there in these tables. So once in a month or once in a day, all the data from the OLTP databases will be taken using ETL, and all the data will be dumped onto OLAP or data warehousing. It may be SSIS from Microsoft, it may be Informatica or Azure Data Factory or Ab initio, Talent, any ETL tools will be used. So from OLTP databases, data is going to be dumped onto OLAP or data warehousing database. So data warehousing database where what you need to understand here, you have to keep a point in that you need to achieve reading capability. Clear? So whenever you create a data warehousing database, you need to know that most of the time people are going to be using this database for the reading purpose. Using that, you read the data, create a lot of reports. So reporting is going to be done using this. If you wanted to create a report and management of your company wanted to analyze your data, that means all this data analyzed by the business users are part of Amazon.com management team. So the OLAP or data warehousing database is designed such a way that it has to read the data quickly. If you wanted to read the data quickly, one logic you need to understand. So you have, for example, 100 tables are available. So when you have 100 tables here, if you wanted to read the data from 100 tables, so you have to join all these 100 tables. Right? Join is a complex process. Remember that joins is a complex process. So if you have much more tables, what will happen? This technique is called as a normalization, removing redundancy. More small tables will get created. So writing capability will be increased. But if you wanted to read the data from OLTP databases, you have to say join the data. If you wanted to join the data, what happens? It has to match the data. Joins are costly operations. Because of that, OLTP databases are slow while reading the data. So normally what we do, we don't use as it is in the OLAP. So if you have some 100 tables here, 100 tables of data will be let us dump onto only 20 or 30 tables. Clear? You have 100 tables in the OLTP databases, but whereas here you will be able to get only 20 tables data. So when you have less number of tables here, so this concept is called as a denormalization. This concept is called as a denormalization. Denormalization means increasing the redundancy knowingly. So small tables data, what you do, you're going to be dumping into 4 or 5 bigger tables or 10 or 20 bigger tables, so that you can carry only 4 or 5 those bigger tables. What is the advantage? Advantage will be less number of tables. When you have a lesser tables, what is advantage? If you wanted to read the data, less number of joins. Okay, less joins you're going to be having. When you have a lesser joins, what will happen? More reading capability. So efficiently you can read the data. More reading capability. So what will happen? Within the less time, you will be able to read large amount of data. I'll give you simple example. I have 10 suitcases. I wanted to go from Hyderabad to Goa. For my family, I have taken 10 suitcases. But if I wanted to get some towel and a brush, what I'm doing, I'm opening suitcase number 1, get the towel. Open suitcase number 2, get the brush and paste. Open suitcase number 3, get my dress. So automatically or unknowingly, if I have 10 suitcases I need to open, get the items, again I need to close it. So getting the data, getting the items from the 10 suitcases will take time. Instead of that, 10 suitcases luggage, I wanted to dump into 2 suitcases. If I need a towel, brush, everything, maximum 2 suitcases I'm going to be opening, so that I will be fast. Right? When you have a less luggage, more comfort. Right? So if you have the data in more tables, it will be good in OLTP, because OLTP will create small tables, because writing capability will get increased. How it is going to be increasing, I have clearly explained in my data warehousing videos. You can just go to my data warehousing videos. In that, I clearly explained how OLTP is, or how normalization is going to be improving by creating small tables, improving writing capability. I have clearly explained in my data warehousing. In my channel, you will be able to find out that information. Now, as of now, I don't want to give that. Now, OLAP databases where you have a less number of tables. This is what is called denormalization. Less tables means less joins, more readability means within the less time you should be able to read large amount of data. So OLTP databases are designed using a concept called ERD modeling, entity relationship diagram. So this is the concept is implemented. When you implement ERD, it is going to be automating using normalization. In that, normalization means removing the redundancy. The better way, instead of saying like that, normalization improves the writing capability and denormalization improves the reading capability. Now, data warehousing is going to be designed using a dimension modeling. Clear? So you have different techniques that you need to use in order to design your databases. OLTP, where you have a fresh data, small size data. OLAP or data warehousing database, a large amount of read-only data and less number of tables, denormalized tables. Reading is more indexes are going to be created in the data warehousing databases. Hope you understand this clearly. So ERD modeling, writing capability will be more. Normalization is going to be increased here. Normalization will split small tables, the data into small tables. It'll creates what do you say, cleaned data, less redundancy. Clear? But more tables are going to be created in the normalization. So more tables means more joins, writing will be faster, reading will be slow. OLAP data warehousing design here, dimension modeling. This is the technique the data architects are going to be using. And here the designing has to concentrate on the reading, has to be very faster. That is the reason 100 tables data will be dumped and created within the less tables. If you have 100 tables there, in OLAP you will have only 20-30 tables. So less tables means less joins. Less joins means more. Easily you can read the data. Within the less time you can read a huge amount of data. Data warehousing is created to get the company's insights, or if you wanted to create Power BI reports, normally we create a data warehousing systems. Hope this gives you good clarity, guys. Any questions?